Hello, welcome back to another breaking news update. My name is Jimmy Boyd, and you were watching Boyd News. I want to thank you so much for tuning in today. I've got a breaking news report coming out regarding Ukraine, and we're also going to talk about the EU in today's video, as we're hearing that massive support is going to be incoming to Ukraine here very soon. Take a look at your screen. EU planning two major aid packages worth 6.2 and $732 billion. You heard that right, over $700 billion in aid that Ukraine could potentially be receiving here very soon. The EU is reportedly working on a multi billion euro defense package to support Ukraine's war effort, with German Foreign Minister Annalena Baerbock hinting at the sheer scale of the upcoming package. Okay, so we talked about the 700 billion euro package for Ukraine this morning. I announced that to you guys as a German Foreign Minister announced that just today. This is her right here, by the way, Annalena Baerbock. And also soon after that, just an hour or so later, now we're hearing that 6.2 billion has also been announced for Ukraine, and this was reported by Politico today. Okay, so I want to give you guys all the details on this, as this is a massive amount of support for Ukraine. I mean, I can't imagine what Ukraine is going to do with all of this aid. Some of it could be in the form of weapons, some of it may be in the form of cash. Who knows here? But let me show you all these details. Let's start off talking about this 700 billion euros for Ukraine. Okay, so from the Kiev Post, EU plans historic 700 billion euro aid for Ukraine, German foreign minister says. Though details remain murky at present, the announcement could be interpreted as the most significant support for Ukraine since Russia's 2022 invasion started. I mean, so the EU stepping up huge right now. I mean, this is a lot of money, guys. 700 billion euros is a ton of cash. And I believe this is more than all the money that Ukraine has been given throughout the duration of this war. So this is definitely a massive amount of support. So it says here, this came out on February 18th, 2025. Here's a picture of Annalena Baerbock as she met with Keith Kellogg, the special envoy from the United States for Ukraine. And it says here the EU is set to send Ukraine an unprecedented aid package of up to 700 billion euros or $732 billion. Though details are murky at present, the package would not be announced until after the February 23rd German elections, which is literally in just 5 days. And it says here, German Foreign Minister Annalena Baerbock told Bloomberg on the sidelines of the Munich meeting, as reported by German outlet Berliner Zeitung, if I'm pronouncing that right. We will launch a large package that has never been seen on this scale before, said Baerbock. Similar to the euro or the coronavirus crisis, there is now a financial package for security in Europe that will come in the near future. The statement came as U.S. support for Ukraine and Europe become uncertain in recent weeks, with Washington hinting at rolling back its presence in Europe. For context, 700 billion euros surpasses all foreign aid to Ukraine combined since Russia's 2022 invasion, of which close to 183 billion came from Washington as of September 2024, according to one of its auditing bodies. The amount also surpasses U.S. President Donald Trump's proposed rare earth deal for Ukraine, which is believed to be around 500 billion to be used to repay Washington's previous aid for Kiev under the last U.S. administration. Ukraine's gross domestic product, or GDP, stood an estimated 189 billion by the end of 2024. Okay, so absolutely massive support, guys. I mean, I can't imagine how much this can possibly change the war if the war happens to continue very soon. Ukraine could definitely use a lot of this money to also repair their country, as a lot of it's just been destroyed by this war. But again, guys, absolutely huge. So let's jump on over to another article now. We're going to talk about this 6.2 billion for Ukraine that most likely they'd probably receive first before the 700 billion. So this is from the Kiev Independent. This is just coming out today, February 18th, 2025, and it says EU plans 6.2 billion military aid package for Ukraine ahead of US-Russia talks. Politico reports. Okay, so again, this is a separate aid package from the 700 that the EU is also planning. So apparently they're planning two separate packages for Ukraine. And it says right here, the European Union is discussing a military aid package for Ukraine worth at least 6 billion euros or $6.2 billion to bolster Kiev's strategic position ahead of US-led talks with Russia, Politico reported on February 18th, citing sources familiar with the matter. The package is expected to include 1.5 million artillery shells air defense systems, and equipment for military brigades. According to Politico, the value of the aid could increase to 10 billion euros depending on individual EU member states' contributions. Okay, so we could see anywhere from 6 to 10 billion. I mean, again, that's huge, guys. I mean, anything in the billions is a lot of support for this war. The initiative comes as US President Donald Trump urges Europe to take on a greater role in security and military support for Ukraine. EU nations will have the option to contribute either financially or through direct military assistance, with contributions expected to be proportional to their gross national income. EU foreign ministers are expected to discuss the package at their upcoming meeting in Brussels next week. Okay, so this is crazy, guys. I mean, that's a lot of support for Ukraine, and I just can't imagine what it'll do for them. And when they're talking about security guarantees and wanting to upgrade, create all kinds of missiles and drones and just boost their defense industry in general inside of Ukraine, I mean, this is going to help them out massively. That is a lot of support coming from the EU. So the EU is definitely stepping up right now hard, and they are doing whatever they can to support Ukraine. And some people might say, well, why did this come a long time ago? But I guess it's better late than never. And especially if this war is going to come to an end and Ukraine wants security guarantees and they want a strong military to protect themselves, to make sure Russia doesn't ever attack them ever again. And if they do, they have the power to fight back. Just again, guys, huge information coming out today. And I want to thank you so much for tuning in for this update. And I'm curious to know what you're all thinking about all this money going to Ukraine. But let me know what you think about this down in the comment section. That's going to be it for today's update. If you got something out of this, please smash that like button. Also, if you enjoy my content, please consider subscribing down below. Hit the notification bell. That way YouTube can notify you. And with that, hope you all have a great day. Everybody take care and God bless. And we'll see you in the next one.